Okay, so you are working away, doing your research and getting something together for your talk. So what I want to do is just sort of talk to you a little bit about that talk that you're going to do. Um, you need to be thinking about doing something that's a little bit dynamic. Okay, so you're all IB students now, so I'm not expecting the sort of middle school level stand in front of a PowerPoint and read out off the screen. What I'm talking about is something a bit more lively, a bit more based on sort of your speaking and using whatever you have behind you on the screen as an extra resource. So that's what I want you to be sort of thinking about, putting together something that is going to support what you're talking about. Yeah. Now you can do that in PowerPoint, you can do it in Prezi. It doesn't really matter how you do it. You could even put something up in OneNote because what I'm talking about is your voice. That's what I'm listening to. I want to be listening to what you're talking about and what you're saying and using the stuff that's behind you to sort of add to that. Okay? So it's a different way to go about doing a presentation than maybe some of you have done. If you want some examples, what I would recommend you do is go to YouTube and search for TED Talks, TED. If you've not watched them yet, there's thousands and thousands, and there's some fascinating topics. I'm sure you'll find something that interests you. But it's more the style of the talk that people presenting at TED conferences use. It's definitely not death by PowerPoint. Okay? So that's the objective now, is to start to think about what you're going to do for that presentation and build up to the actual day when you're going to be making that presentation. Now, you need to have an idea about how you're going to get a grade for this. So what I've done, I'm looking now in the E-Block higher level class, but I mean this will be the same in any of the grade 11 ITGS classes. What I've done is I've put your assessment rubric, how you're going to be assessed, in this folder in the resources unit 1, what is ITGS. So if you go to that, what you'll see now is that if you click on this folder, which is the Unit 1 resources, in there is a PDF which shows you the rubric of how you're going to get graded. Okay, now I'm just going to now talk you through this rubric. There it is. I'm going to talk you through this rubric just because for some of you it'll be the first time you've seen something like this. You might be a bit confused. Okay, so overall, what have you got on this rubric? Well, you're going to download a copy of this and you're going to fill it in on your new yoga that I'm very jealous of, by the way. You're going to fill it in and then you're going to send it to me as a sort of self-reflection, and then I'm going to be able to give you some feedback on it once I've watched your presentations. So overall, let's talk about what you're looking at here. So you've got the space for your name and you've got a space for what grade you think you've earned. Now, how do you work that out? Well, I'm looking at these aspects of what you'll be graded on. So they're things like, for example, how well you present the issue, how clearly you explain how the technology works, how well you evaluate the impact, how well you select your other sources, and how well you express your ideas. So those are all the aspects I'm looking for, okay? Now, what you are going to do is you can map those colors over to the grade boundaries. So I've got now here sort of 3 broad grade boundaries: 1 to 2, 3 to 4, and 5 to 7. Okay, so this scale goes from the bottom to the top like this. And so you'd start sort of looking down here and making sure, for example, to do with the area of how well you present the issue, have you identified an appropriate social or ethical issue? If you think you've done that, then you can tick. Have you the issue I identified relates to an IT system, an information technology, information. Yeah. Some of you got your articles rejected because they didn't have anything to do about information technology. They were about like wires or stuff like that. That's technology, but it's not information technology. So anyway, if you feel that you've done those things, you can just tick those off. Okay, and then basically, if you've ticked up all of these boxes, you should be you're saying, I think I deserve a 7. But if you've missed out something, say in here, then your grade's sort of going to be pulled down and limited a little bit because you've obviously missed out something pretty important at the 3 to 4 level. So that's how this rubric works. Okay, rewind this video and listen to my explanation again, because if you've never seen this kind of rubric, it's a bit confusing. If you have seen this kind of rubric, make sure you remind yourself of how you can use this rubric to get a great grade. The secret is to make sure you really understand what I'm looking for. Because if I'm looking for this and your talk provides me this, you're going to get a good grade. Okay? If I'm looking for this and your talk provides me this, then I can't give you a good grade. Okay? So this is the sort of playing field that we're working with, this rubric. Okay, so that's how the rubric works. Rewind, go back, listen to my explanation again if you haven't quite understood it. Okay, and then shoot me any questions that you have. So let's talk about how we're going to do these presentations. Basically, over the next couple of lessons, you're going to put together your talk, plan out what you're going to say, prepare all your resources that are going to be on the screen and such like. And you're also going to find a buddy. Your buddy is going to video you. Yep, I need to see it somehow. Okay, so your buddy's going to video it somehow. Now, how you do it is up to you. All I need is just a clear enough video to be able to watch your presentation. Okay, now I would suggest that the easiest way to do this is to once you've done your presentation and your buddy's videoed it, upload it up to YouTube and just share it to me privately. Okay, you don't need to put it publicly on YouTube. Just share it to me privately, and then I can watch it. Once I've watched it, we can just delete it so it's not needed to be there. Okay, because I just need to see your work. Okay, so to summarize the process from now. Right now in your class, understand the rubric. Once you've understood it, start to do your research, start to put together your resources, start to plan out what you're going to say. Okay. Over the course of the next week or so, pick a buddy, figure out how you're going to video your talk. Okay. You're going to be given a date. It'll be in a couple of lessons time, and that will be the day when you're doing your talk. So on that day, you're going to do your talk. You're going to be fantastic. It's going to be really interesting. It's all going to work beautifully, and your buddy's going to video it. And once they've done that, your buddy will put that up on YouTube, share it to me. You'll get this rubric. You'll fill in the rubric as a sort of self-evaluation, and then you'll send me that rubric. I'll watch your video, I'll look at your self-evaluation, and I'll decide what final grade you're going to get. Okay, so it is going to be a summative assessment, so it does count, so do a good job of it, and make sure you ask me any questions that you have during the process over the next week or two as you put things together. In fact, what I'll do is I'll start a discussion board in the LMS, in Finalsite, so you can post up your questions there in case there's other people who have any questions. Okay, so here's the sort of the small print as well. Please tell me if there's any problems, because obviously I'm not there, so I don't want you all panicking and getting all worried about stuff and not telling me. Okay, so I don't know what's going on a day-to-day basis in your classes because I'm not there. So if you're feeling worried about this, if there's issues that are coming up that you think I'm not aware of, just tell me about them, okay, and we'll fix them. Okay, good luck. I'm looking forward to watching your presentations, and above all, I'm looking forward to actually meeting you soon. So, you know, keep your fingers crossed for me, and I'll get my visa sorted out as soon as I can. Right, to work. See you later.